So, how do you actually stay motivated for the long haul, without completely burning out? We're going to break down a really powerful mindset that can reframe your entire relationship with challenge and progress. It's all about helping you hit your goals without that constant, draining fight for willpower.
Okay, so first things first, we have to understand the problem. So many of us feel like we're caught in this motivation trap, right? We're just swinging back and forth between two unhealthy extremes that, honestly, modern work culture seems to just love to encourage.
So on one hand, you've got toxic productivity. This is where your entire self-worth, your whole identity is completely wrapped up in what you produce. There's no rest, no ease, just this endless hustle trying to fill some kind of void. And on the other side, procrastination. That feeling of, I know I'm smart, I know I'm ambitious, but you're just stalled. Maybe it's perfectionism, maybe it's low motivation, but you just can't get going. Sound familiar? I think we've all been on one side of that coin, or maybe even both.
Well, here's the thing. What if you didn't have to choose between burnout and just giving up? What if there was another way, a third path, a way to be ambitious and consistent, but fueled by something way deeper than just pure grit?
And look, this third path, it's not some new productivity hack you'll see on social media. It's a fundamental mindset shift. And to really get it, we need to look at where it comes from, a place of really profound personal contrast.
So this whole way of thinking was actually born from a personal journey through a really difficult period. I want you to imagine emerging from years of struggle, not into some kind of Hollywood grand finale, but just into a deep, profound appreciation for a simple, normal, everyday life that once felt totally impossible. That's the shift. That's the core of this whole thing.
And this right here is the key insight. Real, genuine satisfaction. It isn't about avoiding all the bad stuff. It's about the contrast between a difficult past and a better present. That gap between the two, that's where true appreciation is born.
Think about it like this. A hot tub, it feels good, right? Sure. But imagine that same hot tub after you've been hiking for, say, 10 miles in the freezing cold rain. That feeling, it's not just nice anymore. It's transcendent. It's on a whole other level. We spend so much of our lives trying to avoid all discomfort, but in doing that, we're actually robbing ourselves of that deep satisfaction that only contrast can give us.
So if discomfort is the price of that deep satisfaction, well, that leads us to a really crucial choice that every single one of us has to make every single day. Here's the fundamental question you have to ask yourself. It's not about avoiding pain. That's not an option. Life will have discomfort. The question is, what kind of pain are you going to choose? Because you will experience one or the other. The only real power you have is in deciding which one it's going to be. Let's break these two down. On one side, you've got the pain of pushing yourself. It's the exhaustion, the temporary stress, the challenge that comes with growth. And on the other side, the pain of not pushing. And this one is a slow burn. It's a lifetime of regret, missed opportunities, and that nagging, quiet fear of unlived potential. The second one is the pain we often choose by default, right? Because the fear of failure today feels so much bigger than the distant ache of regret tomorrow. But one of these is a short-term investment, the other is a long-term debt you pay for the rest of your life. So how do you make that choice when you're in the thick of it? Here's a powerful little thought experiment. It sounds a bit morbid, but stick with me. Imagine your own funeral. What do you want people to say about you? What story do you want your life to tell? It's amazing how that perspective just cuts through all the noise and shows you exactly what you'll truly regret not doing.
Okay, so choosing the right kind of pain is a huge step, but sustaining that effort, that requires something more. It requires a fuel source that doesn't just run out, and that source is purpose.
And this is where we get to the core of it all, gratitude-driven motivation. It's not about chasing success just for the sake of it. It's about seeing the ability to even try as a gift. Your effort, your work, it becomes a way of saying thank you for the opportunity to grow, to contribute, to even be here.
There's this famous story that just nails this idea of purpose perfectly. Back in the 1960s, President John F. Kennedy was touring NASA, and he came across a janitor working late at night. So JFK walks up and asks him what he's doing, and the janitor, without missing a beat, replies, "Well, Mr. President, I'm helping put a man on the moon." He wasn't just sweeping floors. He saw how his work, no matter how small it seemed, was connected to a massive, incredible mission. That's purpose.
And look, you don't have to be putting a man on the moon to feel this, right? Purpose isn't just for these huge, grand missions. It's literally everywhere. It's in being a supportive colleague at work. It's going to the gym so you can be strong and capable for your family. It's just finding the why behind that business proposal you're working on.
It's all about perspective.
So this all brings us to one final incredibly powerful reframe. It's just a tiny shift in language, a little change in how you talk to yourself, but I promise you, it changes everything.
Here it is. The shift is from seeing your work as something you have to do, like it's a burden, a punishment, to seeing it as something you get to do. It is a privilege to have goals. It's a privilege to have opportunities. It's a privilege to have the health and the ability to even try. That one single word change from have to get transforms obligation into pure opportunity.
I think this quote from Irma Bombeck is the perfect North Star for this whole mindset. Think about it. It's not about being perfect. It's about utilization. The goal is just to get to the end of your life having used every gift and every opportunity you were given. Leave it all on the field.
So the final takeaway is this. Your potential is not some heavy burden that you have to live up to because you're scared or feel pressure. No, it's a gift. It's this wide open space that you get to explore out of gratitude and out of curiosity.
Ultimately, it all boils down to this. When you approach your life with this sense of gratitude, you realize you already have everything you need to start. So the only question left is the one right here on the screen. What are you going to do with it?